Alright, I have a FoodSaver here. It's a V2830 model, but other models will probably be roughly the same. It doesn't draw the air out like it should. You see I got a pop can in it. Demonstrate. The pump itself is in this head area. If you open up the unit, there's a hole in there that draws the air through. I happen to know, maybe a couple months ago, there was liquid that got sucked up into that hole. And it did something on the inside where it's not sealing properly. And the air flows back in through that hole, down through a tube, and into this area somewhere down under here. And there's a switch that controls that. We're going to look at that switch because I already know that that is what is causing this problem. There's a few screws you got to take out. If you look in here, there's a screw there. There's a screw on that side, and there's a screw off to the edge in here. Two things I want you to note. I have to lift this arm up in order to get the screw on that side out. The screw on the other side, I don't even need to take out. I'm going to leave that one alone. Another little trick. I flipped the unit upside down. If you notice, there's a plastic bag that's taped to the bottom. I put the manual normally in there, the receipt, anything that's useful long term, and it's just out of the way and it's always there. And I can seal it. There are no screws here yet to pull out. You'll need a screwdriver to pry up. You might be able to see the little dots I put on here. There's a dot here, here, same on the other side. And along the front edge of that, there's some dots crossed there. At each point, there's a plastic clip that's holding that on. And we need to pry that off. Okay, we're going to start in the front. We're going to use a flat tip screwdriver. I'm going to put it right in there, spin it. It's forcing it apart and open. You can see it's kind of dirty from the stuff it's sucked in. And just go along here, and a twist motion should release each one of these. Okay. Same thing, run the screwdriver in along here. Lift it up and twist. Should pop those out. Stand it up, twist. And the other side. Oh, one more thing I found out. On this, you have to push in this button and spin it before there's room to tilt this forward and pull it off. These are the screws we took off on the other side. Over here is going to be our problem. This is the release valve that releases the air. And there's 3 screws that hold it in, but we have to get this plate off. To do so, there's another screw here. And if you can see it, there's another screw up under here. We're going to take those 2 screws out, and this end panel should come off. Okay, I took those screws out. Now I stood it up so you could see all the spots that I am going to pry up. There's a dot there. And on the top of the unit, you see where I have 3 dots? Those are additional points where you have to pop that off. So we're going to pry this up, and then we should be able to see the tube underneath and where it goes in to that valve. Okay. We've got to pry directly into it. And I'm pushing with a good deal of force here. I popped that one out, popped that one out, and that one came out real easy. And that last dot I didn't even need to pry on. See, there's a lot of crud that gets sucked in there through that hose. Alright, now we can see the hose. And we're interested on the other, in what's on the opposite side here. If we turn it over, now we can see there's 3 screws that will release this extra valve here. We got to take off this screw, and this screw, and that unit will come right out. Alright, now this is going to come off fairly easy for me because I've already had it off. But you got to pull that line off. Make sure you don't break this. Do it with the screw still in it. And once you remove those screws, this should come up. There is a spring in there. You don't want to break that spring. That's what pulls it down and seals it. And I don't know if I can get a picture of the crud that's underneath that seal. Yeah, you can see it's kind of caked in there. This isn't a great video, but get that all cleaned up with a toothpick and maybe a little bit of soap and water, and we'll put it back together and see how good we go. Okay, I cleaned up this part. Shouldn't be any junk left on that. Also, I cleaned up this tube. We're going to put it back together, put this back in place, put the 3 screws in, then we'll just push this into the side. Okay, I've got the can in the bag. I'll put it up on top here. And let's see how well it does. Hopefully we'll get a good draw and hopefully it'll be back to working. Certainly better than what it was. And I think we have a winner. It's a simple fix. Didn't cost a dime. I'll just reassemble the unit the opposite way you took it apart. You should be good. And that's it. It's a free repair, although it cost me 10 cents for a can. I can no longer return this for the dime it's worth. I'm Kelly Kimball. Thank you for watching this video, and God bless you.